This is my son, Jason Abarca, that I never got to say goodbye to. He was only 19 years old, and I'm out of solutions. I've called so many lawyers. I've tried to do as much as I could, and I'm just running to like an end. I just beg if you could help me and my family to get justice for my son.
Hello, Kim Kardashian. My name is Jennifer Soto, and I'm coming to you today not only as a woman, but as a grieving mother. I lost 2 sons in 2023, and I'm coming to you to ask you to help me to get justice and find closure for my sons.
Before we get into it, here's a quick recap of what happened to both of Jennifer's sons. And how did he end up getting stuck? Jason was very fit. He exercised, he went to the gym frequently. He also boxed. He was very athletic, and not be able to get unstuck from this tree or wiggle his way out or wiggle his foot out from the crook of that tree. As you can see in the pictures, it's a V shape. There's a really important part to this story that needs to be told, and that is Jason's brother, 6 months before December 13th, took his own life. He was being bullied at his army base. He was in the military, being bullied, took his life, and this really affected Jason. He was depressed. He was close with his brother, and it was really, really hard for him. So on December 13th, when he left his house and took more than his prescribed amount of Adderall, he was not in the right state of mind. He was still going through the grief of losing his brother. And his family believes that this is one of the reasons why on December 13th, Jason just had a mental break that day. He was not mentally in the right state of mind. Jason was found in Star Tannery, Virginia. We're piecing together, the puzzle here. From the report, it does say that a woman who was doing a delivery saw Jason being chased. What happened after Jason crashed the vehicle he was driving is a mystery. The stolen vehicle he was driving crashed into a ditch. The pictures confused Jason's parents because it appears that the vehicle was hit from the back, but law enforcement assured them that it was not. His parents sent me the pinned location on Star Tannery Road where his car had crashed. 1,200 feet away in about this direction is where his body was found. Jason's father shows me the screenshot. The yellow is where the crash site occurred, and the red mark is where he was found in the tree. He went into the woods. He didn't just keep walking on this road. He went into the woods, which, here's my thoughts on that. It makes more sense that he was being chased. And then, furthermore, the way that he was found in the tree is suspicious to me because, as we know and we've seen in pictures of Jason and what his family has told us, he was very athletic. He worked out. He was very active. He was very strong. It's just weird because how did this strong young boy just get that stuck in a tree?
On December 13th, 2023, my youngest son, Jason Abarca, who was 19 years old, was going through a mental crisis. Earlier that year, in May of 2023, my 26-year-old son, Captain Corey Platt, took his own life. After he did that, my son, Jason Abarca, became more depressed and couldn't understand why my other son had taken his life. On December 13th, 2023, my son, Jason Abarca, left our home in a rental car that was in my name because his car was in the shop. He proceeded to drive to Winchester, Virginia. Did not know where he was, did not know the area. Ended up taking a car from a lady after he crashed the rental car that was in my name. And then was fleeing, and ended up driving down some roads in Shenandoah County, Virginia, where then a USPS worker later says that she saw my son and that he appeared as a Hispanic male, a high school age, chunky face, but that he was well, that everything was fine. Now I say that because December 13th, 2023 is the last time that we saw my son leave our house on the Ring doorbell camera. However, the Winchester Police Department and Frederick County Sheriff's Office, who is also involved in this case, did not search for my son all the way up until January 3rd, which was almost 3 weeks later. A property owner in Star Tannery, Virginia, where the wrecked car that my son allegedly took was found wrecked. They found the car, and then they just kept telling me that someone gave him a ride. They wouldn't search for him. A property owner in Star Tannery, Virginia, reached out to my husband and myself about 10 days after my son was missing, offering us to go and search on the private property where my son had crashed the alleged stolen car. However, they would not let us search across a field, where eventually my son's body was found 4.5 months later after he went missing. Through my pleads and texts and calls and cries and crying, they would not search for my son. They kept making excuses. And like I said, did not find my son's body on the private property until April 29, 2024. I could not say goodbye to my son. I had to say goodbye to my son in a body bag. I'm just asking you to help me because there's so many unanswered questions. I think that you have helped many people to get justice. The police did not do what they were supposed to do. There's so many unanswered questions. Even in the police report, Frederick County Sheriff's Office said that they should have sent a helicopter, but they did not. Like I said, the woman who called in, this is after they found my son's body, April 29th. She called in approximately May 1st, and she worked for USPS and stated that she had seen my son break through a fence, and that the property owner then came out and chased him, and he broke through 3 or 4 more fences to try to escape this property owner. In the police reports, it states that the property owner called in and stated that he has a gun and he's not afraid to use it, and he's chasing my son down. Later, after this has all gone through that night, there was no questioning that guy who was chasing my son, who called in and said he had a gun and not afraid to use it. The autopsy report, medical examiner decided it's undetermined. My son had a fracture to the back of his skull. My son played sports. He was very athletic, very fast runner. I'm just trying to look for answers and justice for my son. Mother to mother, that I'm grieving that I lost 2 sons. And I'm just asking if there's any way that you could help Kim Kardashian. It would mean the world to me and my family. This is my son, Jason Abarca, that I never got to say goodbye to. He was only 19 years old, and I'm out of solutions. I've called so many lawyers. I've tried to do as much as I could, and I'm just running to an end. I just beg if you could help me and my family to get justice for my son.
You can help Jason's family by signing the petition. The link is in the description of this video. You can also donate to their GoFundMe. They are seeking to hire a private investigator and an attorney to ensure a thorough review of the circumstances surrounding Jason's death.